many times that I miss you. I know how to call when I want to. Now you got way bigger issues.
Hello, welcome back to my channel, Lomzy Souls. You guys saw the thumbnail, right? Yes. Pant trousers with bell bottom. Guys, I've been wanting to make this pant trouser for the longest time ever. And I'm so happy I'm making it because I am making this with Stylebyreme. Yay! So this is a collaborated video. I and Stylebyreme will be making this sewing tutorial. Yeah, if you don't know who Stylebyreme is a Nigerian content creator living in Abuja, Nigeria. As at the moment, we're making this collaboration. She's also into sewing niche. If you don't know her channel, I'll drop the link below. You guys need to go over to her channels. Stylebyreme sewing tutorials are very, very detailed and very simple. Even a beginner will be able to pick through. So make sure you go over to her channel, subscribe to her channel. And how we're going to be collaborating on this video is Stylebyreme is going to do the basic block to this pant trouser, and I will go ahead and finish it up by turning it into a boot cut. That's a bell bottom pant trouser. Isn't that exciting? Yeah, I'm so excited we're doing this. This is my second time doing a collaboration, and I'm so happy. People are responding to this collaboration. It's not easy for sewing niches to collaborate, and I'm so happy we're doing it this way. I know we will find other ways to do other collaborations. So if you're a sewing content creator or you're into fashion, you do hauls, we can collaborate and make things happen. Let me use this opportunity to welcome anybody watching me for the first time. If this is your first time coming across my channel, consider subscribing and turning on your notification bell icon so you become part of the family. Yeah, to my returning subscribers, you guys are the best. You guys know how it is here, right? Yeah, welcome back to watch my videos. Guys, for you to watch the full tutorial, you have to go to Stylebyreme channel and watch the basic bodice block for, it's not a bodice block, the basic block for this pant trouser, and you come over to my channel and watch how I'm going to turn it into a boot cut or bell bottom pant trouser. Yeah, like a marathon, you start and give it over. So we're doing a marathon, so join us in this experiment. I appreciate a whole lot. Let's go to the cutting table. To sew this, I'll be using 3.5 yards of African fabric. You can use 2.5 yards if you're not using African fabric. You can use jeans material for this. You can use crepe. You can use satin. Yeah, those are the fabrics you can use for this. You can use damask also. So I'm using African fabric to do this today, and what I have here is 3.5 yards. So guys, I told you guys this is a collaborated video. I'm collaborating with Stylebyreme. If you want to learn how to make the basic trouser block for this, I'm going to drop her link in the description section so you learn how to draft the trouser basic block. So I'm going to be starting from here. As you can see, it's basic. I've not done anything. As you can see, for the waistline, I have removed the waist dart. So if you have a waist dart on yours, you can take it out on the side. So the next thing I'm going to do is to increase the length of the pants. The length of the pants now is 41 inches. It's 41 inches. Yeah, 41 inches, as you can see. So I want it to, since it's going to be a boot cut, I want it to be 47 inches. So I'm going to add 6 inches extra to this, because you want it to be to the floor. With 41 inches, it will be at your ankle. So I'm going to add 6 inches to this, and I'll square it out. So I'm going to square out the length downwards like this. I'll just mark it. No need to just to mark it to, continue the hemline. First of all, let me run you through the lines I have here. This is the waistline, this is the hip line, this is the crotch depth, and this is the knee length. Then the final length which I have here before I increased it. Sorry, I didn't run you through these lines before now. So the next thing I'm going to do is to shape the knee length so that I'll make it a boot cut. So in here on the knee line, I will come in 0.25. So come in on the knee line 0.25. On both sides, you come in by 0.25. So from here, you're going to square it down to like 2 inches. So this line, bring it down by squaring it down like 2 inches. 2 inches. So also do the same thing to this side. You square it down 2 inches. Yeah, so this line that we have been squared down, we are going to, you know, curve this to come to this. The same thing here. Next, I'm going to come to the hemline. Remember, I have squared this down here. So for us to get the flare for the boot cut, I'm going to increase this to 2.5 inches. I'll do this on the same side. Increase it by 2.5 inches for a flare. So from here, I'm going to square this down to meet the flare here. So you flare it out with 2.5 inches. I'll do the same thing on the other side. You can see the boot cut shape already taking place. We'll go ahead and flare it out the more. So make sure you keep watching. Don't miss any part of this. The next thing I'm going to do is to add sewing allowances to this. Before I do that, I'll clean the old line so that you don't get confused. So I'm going to clean the old line and add sewing allowances to all of them so you don't get confused. As you can see, I've added 1/2 inch sewing allowance all around, both at the waistline. I added 1.5 inches to the hemline. So guys, we are going to further increase the boot cut. We are going to increase it more. So on this line that I have squared out, I will just mark the line like this, and I'm going to cut this place open. Let me increase the center line. So I'm going to cut this and open up, spread it a bit to open up for a wider leg. So at the hem, I increased it by 4 inches. I'll go ahead and do the same thing to this side. I'll cut it open and increase it. This is it after flaring it out. Can you see how it's looking? Yeah, the boot cut or the bell trouser is coming up nicely. So for pockets, I don't like adding pockets because most clients don't like using the pockets. So they like it to be looking very neat. So they don't actually like pockets. If you want to add pockets to yours, you can add pockets here. I have a video on how to sew a side pocket for trousers. Maybe I will drop the link below so that you know how to sew that if you want to add a pocket. If you actually want to use jeans fabric to make this, I will advise you add a side pocket there. So we're going to go over to the back. See, I've already done exactly the same thing. Increased reduced the side seam and flared out the hem, and I have also added sewing allowance to all of that. Can you see? So the next thing remaining for the back, now this is the back. The next thing remaining is for me to slash this place open and spread it, just exactly the same thing I did to the front. So this is the pattern for the front and the back. Next, I'll go to my I'll place this on my fabric. Now I'm going to cut 2 pieces of this, and for the back also I'm going to cut 2 pieces. So I'll cut that off my fabric and we go ahead with the sewing tutorial. So I'll go ahead and sew this place closed now, because this is the front, and when after sewing it you iron it open. So this is it after sewing it, and I have gone ahead and ironed it open and also overlocked it. So I also have added invisible zip to the back. So this is the back. I've cut it out and ironed, and I have cut it out and fixed invisible zip to it, as you can see. So the next thing I would do is to go ahead and place the two side seams together. So I'm going to place the front on it like this, and I'm going to sew the side seam. After sewing the side seam, I'll go ahead and close the crotch area. So I'll go ahead and close the crotch area. I'll do all of that. We come to the waistline. This is it after joining all the pieces. Can you see? Yeah, so somebody asked in the community section why my pant trousers are always clean. It has clean finishing. Now what you have to do for your pant trousers to have a very clean finish look is, whenever you sew any stitch, make sure you iron it open. Can you see how I've ironed this open? It will help your pant trousers to relax properly. Can you see how it's looking? So what I usually do is, after sewing the side seam, I go ahead and overlock it, then iron it open at least. Even if you can't overlock it, at least iron it open. Then also I will now hem the lower part. After hemming the lower part, before I will now close the crotch area, and after closing the crotch area, I'll also iron it open. That way your pant trousers will always look very neat. So the next thing we will have to do is to go over to the waistline. So next is for us to add the band. Here I have cut out two pieces, as you can see, and they measure 3.5 inches. So first I'm going to go to my machine now and sew this close, show you the next thing to do. So this is it after sewing it, as you can see, and I've also understitched it. So the next thing I will do is to fold my fabric into two like this, and take the measurements of the waistline. The waistline I'm using is 28 inches, so I'm going to get 14 inches and a half like this. So 14 inches and a half. Yeah, 14 inches and a half. So I'm going to notch this place 14 inches. That's my waistline, so I will notch 14 inches here. So this will be for my back, center back. Then I'm going to also notch this place. This will be my center front. So I'm going to place this at this place. I'm going to place it here and notch this place, which will make it my side seam. So you can go ahead and trim off this place. This excess is for it to overlap for your hook, for skirt hook. So I will bring my pant trouser, and I'm going to sew this right side facing together. So right side facing together, I'm going to start from the first notch like this, place it here and sew it round, and then I'm going to close this place. So I will do all of that and show you the next thing. So this is it after sewing it. Can you see? So the next thing I will do now is to close this. For me to close that, as you can see, I have closed this end. So I'm going to fold this into this place like this, making sure it overlaps like 0.5 inches, and I'll go to my machine and sew inside this place. So you first of all iron this, you iron it, pin it down, and then you go over to your machine and you're going to sew it. Yeah, so guys, with this we have come to the end of today's sewing tutorial. Make sure you go over to Stylebyreme's channel and watch the basic trouser pattern for this, and then come over to my channel and finish it up. I'll see you guys in my next video. Bye.